AFTV, Mo, what a truly shocking performance by Arsenal today. You know, I thought to myself, the players are going to come out, you know, they're commemorating Rocky Road Castle, 20 years since his passing. And I'm thinking to myself, these players are going to come out, they're going to be at it, they're going to be about it. But from start to finish, they didn't turn up, did they? I mean, it was like it was such a one-sided game.
Yeah, you know what, Robbie, first, before we even go into the game, I obviously just want to touch on the passing of Claude, which is, you know, I guess it's one of those things where, you know, when you're thinking about it and not talking about it, I don't know, I struggle to tap into my emotions. But when I've started talking about it now, just kind of realise how gutted you are about it. And, you know, he's the sort of character that if I was at the ground after a game like this, I'd, you know, if I saw him walking up to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I want to talk to Claude. You have that, you know, you gravitate to someone like that. You think, I want to hear what you've got to say.
I don't think you would have wanted to speak to him tonight.
No, I would have, because, you know, one thing that I'd say for Claude, right, is Claude didn't do that annoying thing where he had an agenda and then his narrative always fit his agenda. He spoke from the heart and he always told you what actually he was thinking. He didn't care about what he had said before or, you know, what people that listen to him are going to think or say, oh, but you said this or you're a flip-flop. He just spoke. He shot off the hip. And you get so many fans. I find it so frustrating that because they've put themselves in Arteta's corner, they can never take themselves out. And they speak without objectivity. Or because they, for example, were Wenger in or Wenger out, they can't go on the opposite side and be objective. But Claude always had that ability to kind of just say it how it is. And you know, he was a football fan first. He wasn't a AFTV person or a, you know, some sort of clout chaser. Claude was going to Arsenal games home and away, as many as he could, long before AFTV. Yep. And he would have continued to do so long after AFTV. Yep. There's many, many people on AFTV, like myself, that either couldn't or chose not to go to certain games, but not Claude. Claude was there always, and that's why he's a real OG of the Arsenal scene. So look, a lot of love for Claude and all of his family. And I'm really, really disappointed today. The one thing I wanted today was for David Rocastle and for Claude, especially Claude, given the timing, you know, the first game since his passing, for us to all be able to say, you know, that was a performance Claude would have been proud of. But instead, that was a performance that Claude would have spoken the minds of so many people watching. And there's a void today on, you know, on these videos that are going to be going out, because I want to know what Claude would have said today.
Yeah, I know he wouldn't have been happy. You know, it's true. It's true. I just miss what, you know, his sort of opinions on a game like this. And Claude
was made for nights like this. You know, funnily, this is when he was at his best. You know, you look at all the Claude's like most memorable things about stale milk and it's time to go, and Claude was made for times like this, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the question is now: is it time to go for Mikel Arteta? It's an interesting one, but yeah. Anyway, look, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the one you are so right. I mean, you know what? I think that's what made me even more disappointed about the performance today, because I was like, I really wanted them to do it for Claude as well, and like to really, you know, I know obviously there's, you know, they've got other things. Well, not that they've got other things on their mind, but they've got their personal pride and they're doing it for the club and the fans and that. They just did not turn up today. They just did not turn up, and I think that's what disappointed me even more, because fans like Claude would have wanted to see a bit of fight from Arsenal today, and it just wasn't there.
Exactly, especially with you know, Europa League coming up. You'd expect that players, you know, I'm not saying trying to get in the lineup or anything, but just making sure they go into that game with confidence, with wind in their sails, and, you know, sort of after the international break, it's a bit of a reset. And I actually thought Liverpool would come back strong, and I think they'll have a good end to the season, because I think this will be that reset that they needed, just to pause, take themselves away. And we know they've been below par, for all of this season. So I'm not surprised. I thought we'd lose today. I'm just very, very disappointed in the manner. But on the other hand, I thought Arsenal would hopefully come back and say, all right, look, we've had a really, really average season so far. Now let's end it on, a bit of a better note and show the fans that actually there is some petrol left in the tank and this is what you can expect next season. I just wonder, maybe we just have to accept that this is actually our level. We are mid-table. We are very average. We're very inconsistent. There's a lot of players that it doesn't seem to mean too much to, and we can expect more and more of this because, I'm not surprised in all honesty, really, because this is what we've seen for so long now. This is Mikel Arteta's Arsenal right now.
Yeah, I guess that's the reality of it. Are you worried? We got those. It's all on the Europa League now. It's after today even more so. It's all on the Europa League. It's win the Europa League or bust really for the season. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a pathway to the final. Slavia Prague and Dinamo Zagreb. You've got to say that we've had the favourable Dinamo Zagreb or Villarreal. You've got to say we've sort of had the favourable side of the draw as regards that. But when you see the performance today, and when you think about over the last few games, some of the really poor defending that we've seen from Arsenal, which were again today, all 3 goals I thought were shocking defensive errors. Are you worried that we're going to fall short of this Europa League because of that?
How can you not be worried? Whether you think you're going to do it or not, you might even be positive, but there's got to be an element of worry. On what planet can someone watch Arsenal this season and not worry going into any game? Olympiacos at home, after beating them comprehensively away, we go and lose 1-0. First half of West Ham versus second half West Ham. I mean, how can you not be worried? Because you don't have a clue what's going to happen with Arsenal, which Arsenal's going to turn up. We can talk about an easy route to the final or a favourable route to the final.
Easier.
Well, yeah, Slavia Prague, they made Leicester look average, and Dinamo Zagreb, if we face them, made Tottenham look average. Both of these teams are higher than us in the league. Of course I'm worried. Frankly, this game against Liverpool today, I wasn't looking forward to because, I kind of feel like, with what has happened to Claude, I'm kind of, I don't think my head's really in it. And secondly, the league's done anyway. So This game has no real relevance. Yes, it's a marquee game in the league and you expect players to want to add to their highlight reel for personal pride at least. We didn't respond to that sort of motivational element, but the season's dead. So yeah, the game on Thursday I'm looking forward to, but this one not really. But I just unfortunately I don't have much faith in the team anymore because I really don't know who's gonna turn up and what's gonna happen. And it can't all be about Arteta, even though I think that one thing that really annoys me is that people who are firmly in the Arteta corner saying trust the process, and also people who are firmly in the opposite corner saying, oh, he's a waste of time, he's rubbish. I get fed up of these fans that all they do is they stick to the nonsense they've been spouting because it's almost like their brand now. It's almost like, they don't want to be proved right. No reasonable, sensible fan can take a firm position either side on Arteta right now. The jury is so firmly out on him. No one can really predict or say with any certainty he's going to be a success. He should still be in the job. He shouldn't be in the job. It's completely up in the air. He's won a cup. He's given us some really good performances. He's also been miserably bad this season. We're still in the chance of a Europa League win. Who the hell knows with Arteta anymore? But this season will define him. And I just really, really hope that somehow we go and manage it.
Well, listen, thank you very much, Mo. Thank you for those kind words you said as well at the start about Claude. I thought you summed them up brilliantly. Rest in peace, Claude. And I know if you, Claude, you one of the first guys to grace this channel. You know what I mean? And it's such a sad loss.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Claude, and my condolences to all of his family. I've known him for so many years now, and I just hope he's in a happier place and chatting to David Rocastle up there.
Thank you. Nice one, Mo.
Cheers, Robbie. Take care.
Thank you, bro. Respect, man. Cheers, bro.
Bye-bye.